The customer is so rude. How am I supposed to deal with a rude customer? We're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by housecleaning360.com. This is the place you go if you're looking for a pest control service to come out to your house and to get rid of bugs and spiders and all different kinds of things like hornets' nests or wasp nests that hang out in the eaves of your house. Or maybe they hide out underneath the side of your deck like they did in my backyard. So you'd bring them out to your house and they will take care of that for you. housecleaning360.com. Now, if you're a pest control service and you're not listed on housecleaning360.com, run over there and get your listing so people can find you. All right, now on to the rude customer. What is rude? I have to ask, what is rude? Because all behavior is subjective. There are people that are just sitting there and they're just having a nice afternoon, but their face looks mean. And we call it just this mean resting face. What it is a lifetime of worry and stress and chaos and maybe hardship that they've spent their life furrowing their brows, and maybe their countenance is just sad and unhappy. And then they go to talk to you and on the inside they're happy, but this sad face is how they present themselves. And you think, man, this is a really disgruntled, angry, sad, unhappy person. But maybe they don't see it that way at all. And so their behavior is subjective. We think that they're being unkind or they're being rude, and they think they're just sharing information. And so how are they presenting themselves and how are you interpreting it? So let's stop for a second and ask the question, what is rude? Is there a particular scale that everyone across the universe understands? No, there's not. And so one person can say, well, I was being just fine. And the other person says, well, you're being rude. Okay, when you say that, you're being rude, what you've done is you've put them on the defensive, and now they will be rude. They'll come back with some kind of smart aleck comment to counterbalance the fact that you were just rude to them. I see this all the time in forums online, where somebody will snap at somebody and somebody will snap right back, and it's this little ping pong match of, Arr! But why? Why? Because if we would just stop and realize this person presented this poorly, I took it the wrong way, and you take responsibility for your own feelings instead of projecting that anger on the other person and saying, he's rude, she hurt my feelings. Okay, that's fine. It's fine if you recognize that. But as a professional, this is where it comes in, and it's a challenge, but as a professional, you get to say, this person presented something to me poorly. Oh, how sad they don't know how to present something in a better way that's more productive. And of course, you don't say those words. You just think this in your head. And so you can smile and listen and ask this question. What is the root behind this? What is it that they're trying to tell me? If I remove the rude from their comment, what are they trying to share with me? Are they trying to have me do something different? Are they trying to give me more information? Are they trying to make my business better? And if it's any of those things, this is valuable feedback. And so while it's really easy to get all huffy and puffy and take an attitude about it, that's usually not the most productive way to go about it. So if a customer is being rude to you, what does that mean? Well, it doesn't mean anything. I know that there are customers that will call people names like house cleaner or the hired help. And their house cleaners get really bent out of shape, like they called me a name. They called me the hired help. Well, technically, you have been hired, and technically you help. Technically, that's correct. I don't think they were trying to insult you by calling you the hired help. I think they were just making a reference. They're just words. So how do you deal with a rude customer? Well, a lot of times it's our own projection. It's our own filters that we're bringing that information through. And so if you've been raised from a very tiny child to think that hired help is like a nasty word, if someone calls you the hired help, yeah, you're going to be very offended by that. But if you just realize these are just words, it doesn't mean anything. Technically, it's correct. Those words don't hurt me in any way. Then you can take a poker face, you can take a poker attitude and just say, I didn't really connect with what they just said, but I don't think the intention of what they said was mean. I don't think it was mean-spirited. And if you know a person, and the longer you know a person, and the more you understand their nuances, the more you'll be able to look past that. But the catch is when you get all huffy and puffy and you get emotionally involved in the outcome of the words. That's where you fall apart, because now you can't think straight. You're just seeing white, and you're angry, and you're all bitter and whatever because you've been called the hired help. That's not rude. Technically, it's correct. It was just mispresented to you. So take a deep breath and just realize, if you're in the business long enough, you will be offended by some things. There will be difficult people that you have to work with. There will be people that are hateful and mean and psychotic. But a person that's being rude, maybe that's just their personality. Maybe it's just their face. Maybe it's just the way they presented the information. And maybe there was no intention whatsoever of offending you. Now, when you can remove yourself emotionally from these situations, you're going to find out that some of the people that you work for, they're just crazy old bats. Ah, she's a crazy old bat. It ain't but a big thing. And you go about cleaning their house and it's no big deal. But if you let every little thing become a chip on your shoulder, you soon will be carrying the weight of the world. And I don't recommend that at all, because you know what? Life is tough enough. Life is tough enough that you should harbor all these things and then keep replaying them over and over in your head, because that's just a nasty tape you're making for yourself. So just take it and go, whew, weird, and push it back out to the universe and get rid of it. Don't harbor it and don't internalize it. All right, that's my 2 cents for today. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.